What up? What up? It is your boy L White, and I am in the building with the one and only, the best.
My name is Jay Ramsey, aka JC Fontenot. Tonight I'm plugging my book, Elephant Queen. Drops March 24th on Amazon/Kindle. So we're gonna get into it.
Oh, that sounds hella crazy. So we got a couple of people who has some questions for you. Are you ready for those questions?
I'm ready.
All right, he's ready for the questions. So y'all ready for the questions? Y'all ready for them questions? So the question is, what is the Elephant Queen in one sentence?
The Elephant Queen in one sentence is a story about a girl who is burdened with great purpose. She has to face trials and tribulations, and it's her story of resilience and hopefully ultimately redemption.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You kind of wrap that up in really one sentence, which is crazy. And I hope y'all ready for this book. So question number 2 is, why elephants? What do they symbolize in your story?
So the elephants, specifically the word Ndlovu for elephant in Zulu language, elephants represent power and strength, ferocity, and they're basically just a really cool creature. And my character, this is historical fiction, her real life nickname was Elephant Queen.
I just learned something today. Yeah, I didn't know that. I legit didn't know. I legit didn't know that. So the other question that somebody has is this a historical fiction, fantasy, or in between?
So yeah, it is a historical fiction, but I would also like to classify it as a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of a mythic there, because instead of just taking historical events, they're inspired by them, and we actually do include the spirituality of the people and the time, and I treat it as real, and it's not like a myth. It's like stuff that's actually happened.
So we do have like a exclusive question. They want to know, who is the queen, and should they respect her or fear her?
Well, an Elephant Queen is definitely someone to be feared and respected, and definitely loved. She's a protector of her people. She's strong, and you definitely got to read the book to find out more.
They also want to know, what's the central conflict, without spoiling the book, though.
Okay. The central conflict is a curse, and our main character, Nandi, she wants to find out how to get rid of the curse, because the curse can keep her from joining the ancestors in the afterlife. So she becomes a little bit of outcast, pariah, and she doesn't know who exactly to trust, who's going to help her, who's going to harm her, make things worse. So she has to deal with that.
They do want to know, are you wrestling with some themes, power, legacy, etc.?
Absolutely. There's themes of colonialism, womanism. There's themes of spirituality, definitely, friendship, love, motherhood is a big one. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of different themes in there.
So you're big on philosophy. Everybody knows that. They want to know how that shows up in their book.
So I learned from Simone de Beauvoir that if you are a philosopher and you want to write, you kind of want to sneak it in, or you don't want to overdo it. So I actually would not consider this a philosophy book, although it definitely, I think, will expose you to some new ideas, especially indigenous African beliefs and philosophies. So I wouldn't call this a philosophical book. It is definitely just still fiction. But if we were to classify it, it's definitely, some themes of what's good, what's evil. We're wrestling with morality in the book, and definitely the afterlife and fate especially is a big one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But was there a historical or cultural influence behind this?
Absolutely. It was definitely a big anthropological endeavor for me. It is in mid 1800s in South Africa, sort of as colonizers, Dutch and British, are arriving, and there's in the real history of South Africa, there's an event called the Mifekane. So it's their language for uprising. So a lot of stuff is going on. It's a really hectic time.
That's good, but can you be specific on who you think will love this book?
Who? I think this book is for everyone. I think it's for the culture, but I think it's also for people that just want to read something different. Every time I say I'm writing historical fiction, people think I'm going to choose the Civil War or World War II, but no, this is set in a place where I don't think I've ever really read about, other than seeing the show about Shaka Zulu back in the day. But other than that, no, pretty rare.
So what would this make? What make this different from every African epic that everybody's ever read?
Oh, have you ever read an African epic?
Low key.
Okay.
Low key.
I can't think of any African epics that I've read. I've read some, definitely dabbled in Africana and stuff, but I don't know what makes it different other than, I'm not from Africa, but I definitely did a lot of research. I definitely feel a connection to these people. And so I think what's different is, instead of me writing Shaka Zulu as a hero, I point out that he's probably a little more complex, especially if you were on the wrong end of his spear. So
a lot of people don't know that this is Shaka Zulu's mom.
Shaka
right?
Zulu's mom, yes. It's not about him, but he does show up a little bit in the story, and when he does show up, it's a big deal, and he's doing too much often, but also, just my spin on him.
Oh, okay. So it's just hardest scene that you had to write inside this book.
What's that?
The hardest scene that you had to write inside this book.
Man, I definitely can't tell you that, but it is my first book. I'm definitely looking forward to more. I've been working on it since 2023. I have no AI assistance. I know that's on everyone's minds. I'm actually hoping that my errors and basically my novice stands out, so like it's just from me, from my heart, from my own mind. And the entire book was difficult to write, but it was actually a blast, and it was me trying to just sharpen my skills, and I definitely want to work on dialogue. So I read a lot of Toni Morrison, Zora Neale Hurston. Audre Lorde has been my basically my spirit guide through all this. She's a famous poet, for those of you that don't know. And I just wanted to write something about sort of everyday lives and just see if I can make it gripping.
If this happened to become a film, what would you use as like the opening shot?
I don't know if it should become a film, because they're actually over in South Africa. They have made many films about Shaka Zulu. I would definitely be okay with this being a one-off in America.
Okay.
And I think the opening scene, the first chapter, is actually the prologue. Don't skip the prologue. That's my hook. So that would be that'd be my favorite thing to shoot, probably.
Me personally, I feel like this is going to be a great book. If you're a reader, I feel like it's great reading material, something to learn off of, something that you probably have never been taught. Can you just give us a brief of what they should expect? What is something that they should be wowed about inside this book?
Well, I think with art, it's kind of up to the interpreter. I'm curious. I'm going to love feedback. I want to see what the book means to you. The feedback I've already got so far has been the language. I've really been working on my prose. So, sometimes it's poetic. Sometimes it's straight to the point. Sometimes you're wondering hey, is this a real person? And yeah, everything in this book is inspired by true events. I would say 90% of everyone written in here is a real person. I've taken an artistic license, but at the end of the book, I just want you to have a respect and awareness for everything, how we're all connected, and whether you're in South Africa in the 1800s or 2026 United States, what they've been through then, people go through now.
Cool. So y'all heard it from the man, the myth, the legend. This is your boy L. White once again, and we are here with
J Ramsey, but my pen name will be JC Fontenot, Fonten. I can't spell it right now, but I'll post it on my Instagram at Caligula. We'll post links in this video. So
Yeah, we'll have all the correct spelling in the link
Yeah.
in the description. This is L White, and we are checking out.